Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome. Whoa, what the heck?
Wait, Jan, action. Hey, good morning, everybody. Wade Carter Show. Welcome. I'm Brent. He's Ash. We're glad to be here with you on a Friday morning. Is it Friday?
It is Friday.
Wow. This week has flown by. We should know it's Friday because Commander Cody is in. Let's see what the Cody Cam has to offer. There he is. There's the commander. He's over there taking up space, doing nothing.
See, I get crap if I'm here. I get crap if I'm not here.
There you go. That's
show up.
It's the Wade and Carter Crab Show. Hey, the Wade and Carter weather brought to you by the great folks, the dear friends at AT Deerland Feed. For everything you need, there's Deerland Feed at 71 degrees under sunny skies in Victoria, Texas, heading to a high today of 89. I always like to emphasize Texas because we have listeners from all over the planet, and we're very fortunate. One thing I can tell you, nobody wakes up and says, man, I wish I lived in Delaware. They don't. They wake up and they may say, I wish I lived in Texas. And that's something we all have in common. You know, Delaware, Michael Dell just said, I'm out of here.
Yep.
A lot of Delaware, because nobody wants to live there, they had very favorable corporate rules for, I guess, I don't know, for taxation or incorporation. And more and more companies, the other day I looked, and they said that $1 trillion of business has left Delaware.
Really?
Yeah, $1 trillion. That's a lot. That's a bunch.
That is a lot. Scott Tomko, Marvin Mickens, Ricky King on the podium this morning.
If 100,000 10 times is a million and 1,000 millions is a billion, then 1,000 billions is $1 trillion. Delaware taking it on the chin.
Absolutely.
Vance Riley, good morning, my brother. Hope you're doing well.
BJ Nelson, Linda Chris, Crystal Map says we're huge in the sky this morning. She's in the air.
Hey, well, travel safe, friend. What a sweet girl she is.
Mark Zapata, Tammy Keeling, Scott Snow, Andrew Alvarez.
You know, when you first moved here from Canada, you would have called him Mark Zapata. But now you've got it figured out.
I probably would have. You're right. Not going to lie. There's Wendy Hughes Garcia. So what do you make? And you know, I like Senator John Kennedy, but what do you make of, and it was his proposal, I guess, in the Senate, but now this.
I love these. What do you make?
U.S. senators, and you guys chime in. Well, we might get to that today or later, Pat. They're just terrible.
Patrick, there's no reason to talk about the Astros when they're, like 10 games below 500?
And surprisingly still in the race for the AL West.
You could actually have a losing record and make the playoffs.
Probably so if you win the AL West.
Maybe they'll expand it to 70. Which playoff did they just expand?
The NCAA, the March Madness, just went to 76 teams?
Oh, I think the football went to 24, didn't it?
I don't think so.
I think it did.
Know.
I think the playoff field grew. They want the Aggies to get in every year.
But U.S. senators voted to block their pay during government shutdowns.
So bold of them.
Conveniently, it won't take effect until after the midterms in case there's another shutdown now. And all it did is they will stop getting a paycheck while the government is shut down. The money will be held in escrow. So you're adding a layer of freaking bureaucracy to their paychecks, and they'll get the money back at the end. That's not a freaking penny. That's not a punishment for not getting stuff done in the government. They should not get paid, and they should not get that pay back if the government shuts down. They're saying, well, this is an incentive to stop shutting down the government. No, it's not.
No.
It's going to be held in escrow. You'll probably get interest with it as well.
And what will they do? In the interim, they'll just live off of their raised funds. And yes, everybody knows you don't have to live in Delaware to be set up there. Dell Computer has been based in Texas forever, but they were incorporated in Delaware due to Delaware's very favorable incorporation laws. But apparently those laws have changed to the point that, like Michael Dell said, we've always wanted to come back to Texas. There's Paul Hildebrand again, back to back.
Morning, Paul.
You want to learn it? Maybe you should go be a truck driver. Ice Road Truckers. South Texas edition. Can you hear Ash?
No ice.
Cody, I was cruising along 8 and I hit some black ice. 8. We got a great big convoy.
Come back, Teddy Bear.
You could be the guy. Come on back and talk to Teddy Bear. Remember that? There's a whole lot of truckers giving a ride to Teddy Bear. Red Sovine, the late great Red Sovine.
1978, 6.
Didn't you just cry? You had to cry the first time you heard it.
Didn't have
I don't think, there's people in our audience that have no idea what we're talking about.
None at all.
That is so tragic.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I believe you.
Yeah.
And
That's
by
too
the way,
bad.
that's not an insult to
Are you
you.
trying to find your music?
I'm
Play
gonna
some Teddy Bear.
find.
There's your little.
No, I don't even need that. All I have to do. It's such a huge hit. Just type in Teddy Bear.
But probably it's fair to tell people I don't know what you talk about most of the time. So
Listen, folks. This is it.
I was on the outskirts of a little southern town, trying to reach my destination before the sun went down. The old CB was blaring away on channel 19, breaker, and there came a little boy's voice on the radio line. And he said, "Breaker 19, is anyone there? Come on back, truckers, and talk to Teddy Bear." Well, I keyed the mic and I said, "You got it, Teddy Bear." And the little boy's voice came back on the air. "Appreciate the break. Who we got on that end?" I told him my handle, and then he began. "Now, I'm not supposed to bother you fellas out there. Mom says you're busy and for me to stay off there. But you see, I get
That's
lonely.
enough. That's enough.
But I'm not wearing any clothes, and I just want to talk to an adult.
is that Jerry Clower?
No,
How old
that's
is that?
Red
Red
Sovine.
Sovine.
And he's like, but it's something along the lines of like the little boy's in a wheelchair or
Yeah.
something. And then he said, maybe you could give a ride to Teddy Bear. And he goes, I came around the corner and there was a whole line of truckers waiting to give a ride to Teddy Bear.
I feel 20 years older after listening to
Oh,
that.
I'm telling you, that was a huge hit.
Shed a bunch of tears and lose a bunch of water weight with that song.
Absolutely.
So the
I'm
Senate
curious,
just,
how many of you did not even know that song existed? It's okay to admit. Cody says I had no idea.
Cody's one. Linda Chris loves that song.
So there are layers to the program. Like when Ash and I make these little aside references and we laugh and like you don't get it. Well, that's
okay.
That's okay. You don't have to get it. We get it.
So the details on the Senate. The resolution doesn't need to be passed by the House or signed by the president.
Well, they're just suspending their
Yeah.
own pay.
Yeah, but that's the key. That's the impact. They'll suspend their pay, but they'll receive back
won't
pay
forego
once
that pay.
a shutdown ends. That's not a sacrifice like they're trying to paint it as. And that's what some of them called it. It's a shared sacrifice because some government employees
It
don't
is
get paid. It's not a
smoke
sacrifice.
show for PR
Yeah.
means.
Yeah. 174. I think they get 174,000. I think that's their pay for the senators. I don't know.
They all make more than that. Love to welcome you in this morning to the Atzenhover studio. For over 100 years, Atzenhover has been a South Texas tradition selling cars, really pretty much anything. Like if you had like a dozen eggs and some fresh tomatoes, they would take those in trade against your next Chevrolet.
They would have for sure.
Go in. There's boom, right there. They're both there.
Yeah, that one's real.
Your
The
Tacoma
Tacoma's there.
and your Tundra.
No, that's a different one.
Is
That
that a
Tundra,
different
the other
Tundra?
Tundra was blue. It's sold already.
Wow. Well, I bet
I've been pretty good. 3 for 3 last week, and when I went in there the other day, they told me all those cars that I featured were sold.
that Tundra has 15,000 miles on it. What year is it?
It's 2023.
23 with 15,000 miles. Nobody drove it.
I'll slap it up on there. That'll be my new pick. The Tacoma's still there if you want that.
45,000
Here's the
bucks.
Tundra. Nice looking truck.
Wow. There's Johnny McGarity reminding you that tomorrow you can see his square body Chevy.
The Crossroads Cruisers.
Get down there. It's going to be a blast.
Yeah,
the car show. I'm going to go by.
I'm going to go.
Okay. What time do you want to go?
9,
No.
Too early?
Realistically.
10,
Okay. 10-ish.
10-ish. Yeah. There you go.
Crossroads Cruisers. 501c3. They raise money for different charities. They donate to different charities. They'll be down there. These guys it's a beautiful hobby. The car hobby is a great hobby. And they preserve and protect and take care of these, many of them antique vehicles, special to them vehicles. Johnny and I grew up together. He's got an 87 square body Chevy. You know, when we got out of high school, we would have loved to have owned that truck new. And the fact is we couldn't afford it.
No.
And now he's got more money wrapped up in it, 40 years old, than it would have cost new. But what a great, great hobby. So good for them. And they're at the special events center down at the park, right by Riverside Stadium.
Right,
Go down there.
Same parking lot.
Same parking lot.
Yeah. Should be good. Should be fun. There you go. Andrew Alvarez says, be a star, buy Ash's featured car. Thank you.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Andrew Alvarez helping us.
2023 Toyota
Advertise.
Tundra.
Nice.
4-wheel drive, SR5 package, V6, so decent on gas, four doors, black on black. Nice looking truck.
Is there anything on the road right now that you can think of that 40 years from now will be deemed collectible? I mean, I think some of these really high performing, say Mustangs, Corvettes, the higher end sports cars, yes. But nobody's going to go, wow, look at that 2025 Impala. I mean, there's not. Maybe I'm being short-sighted, you know. But
I think the ones that are starting to get there, those Dodge, the Dodge Magnums, remember the station wagon?
Yes.
With the Hemi in them, those are starting to get there. But yeah, there's not enough. Well, and nobody wants the 4-door sedans from the 50s and 60s. They look nice, but they're not the collectible,
like the
cars
56 Bel Air 4-door. Yeah, you don't.
with the post.
With the post.
If you had the 4-door hardtop, a little bit more, appealing. But
I can remember really wanting, at a time that I could probably almost have afforded it in some condition, like a 57 Chevy with the big fins in the back. But now, I'll admit, now it doesn't look nimble enough. It's just a big clunky car.
you almost have to retro mod them just to make them
put a Corvette
drivable.
suspension underneath it so that you can drive it. I'd like to have an old, like 67, 8, 9 Camaro, but I want it to be resto mod. I want to have.
So why not just buy the new one?
Right. It's a solid, which is why I don't have one. I would like to have the classic look, but I want an LS motor, and I want a supercharger, and I want a Corvette suspension.
And I want good brakes.
And all of a sudden, when you put Brimbos on it
Yeah.
and dual exhaust, and all of a sudden you've got a $200,000 60-year-old car.
Boy, you sure won a lot today.
I want. But you know what the difference is? I don't say I deserve, and I don't say that you should pay for it with your tax dollars.
Yeah, it's not owed to you.
Right. Nobody owes it to me.
Andrew Alvarez says the PT Cruiser is going to be a collectible.
I can see that. Is that what is
maybe.
the one that had like the little open fenders? Was that a PT Cruiser?
Yep.
No, that was a Plymouth.
Plymouth what? Prowler.
That actually is a
Fairly collectible car.
That thing
You know-
had some. That thing, I think it had like a turbocharged 6-cylinder in it, or supercharged 6. They're a fun little car, little roadster.
A car that never really took off was boy, I'm gonna get this wrong. Oh, it was a Chrysler Crossfire.
Yeah,
And it kind of had a Shelby look to it, but like everything. I mean,
it was
I guess,
basically a Mercedes SL coupe
right.
with a Chrysler engine. It had the pop-up wing on the back if you got to a certain speed to keep the back end down. There was actually a lot of performance in that car, and it was
But they needed to put 500 horsepower in it and let it roll. You know, the answer to everything. Like I would drive a brick
more power.
if it had 600 horsepower. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Brent going. You know what? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to put this out there to all of you guys. I've never known, and I mean this with humility, I've never known anybody, except maybe his partner, Steve Argybright, who was more selfless and more giving
Yeah.
than my friend Brent Goen. I think he's one of the finest gentlemen I know. It is a wonderful thing when somebody has been blessed by God and they realize it and they brag about it. Hey, I've been blessed. You know, it's not me, it's him. And with that in mind, I told Brent Goen just yesterday, he has a beautiful 24 Maudi 25.9. It's a beautiful, beautiful fishing boat. And it's got all the bells and whistles, stereo. Everywhere you look, there's a speaker, lights, just on and on and on. It's a beautiful boat. And I told Brent with sincerity that between me and him and the Lord, that two of us thought that he should give me that boat. And I explained to him that if he did not agree, that he should pray harder. And that's why he said, or you could pray about it and maybe your friend give it to you.
Follow, you forgot the laugh out loud part.
No, he's not. He's convicted right now. He's thinking about it because he knows that the right thing to do would be to donate that boat to Wade and Carter. Like cars for kids, boats for Brent, boats for Brent. Go on and give your boat to Brent.
Oh, there we go.
Awesome. There's Torn Bales. Good morning,
yeah.
brother.
Should we take a quick break and then get into an issue that really stirred a lot of people up yesterday locally?
And rightfully, I sent it to you and I refused to even watch it.
Yeah,
go ahead, take the break.
I get to the chopping block today. I'm going to stop by there, grab some meat for the weekend. It's going to be beautiful grilling weather. The stuffed Terrace Majors are really good at the chopping block. You don't have to wait for Wacky Wing Wednesday to grab the marinated wings. They've got them in the case all week long, so grab some of those as well. Veracruz Restaurant. Post Caldo Wednesday, Friday. Today's the day to get in. Chicken Fried Friday is what we used to call it, and it became so popular that Lee and I decided to keep the chicken fried steaks on the menu every day of the week. And but I still know people that go there on Fridays to get their chicken fried steak.
It's like you go on Caldo Wednesday, you go on Chicken Fried Friday.
Yep. So get to Veracruz today. Allen's Wrecker Service.
578-6300. Allen's your go-to tow-to.
Your Chrysler Crossfire ain't going anymore. Allen's can tow you to where you need to go, and where you need to go because they service all makes and models is Atzenhofer. Just phenomenal folks. They've done work on my vehicles. I know they've done work on your vehicles. Any make and model, Atzenhofer can service it. And you find a car that you like, they don't have it on the lot, they'll do their best to get it for you as well. And Palace Bingo Wednesday, we're going to be there. You're playing with all the toys over there this morning. Wednesday, the 20th, Wade and Carter night at Palace Bingo.
Yeah,
come
you
on
want
out,
to be there.
come join
Palace
us.
Bingo is always fun.
Come be a winner.
Let's talk about this very serious subject because
so
you are more about, as Brother Gary would say, you're more about the little buddies than I am. But there's just things that are just wrong. And there was this guy, 74 years old, who the other day was caught on video here in the crossroads, 2501 Lone Tree Road. This girl had to move off or somewhere and had left a Shih Tzu, a little muffin dog.
Apparently, the woman got deported and ended up in Mexico and was trying to arrange for her dog to go to Mexico with her and left it with the neighbors at the trailer park. And the dog got out. And this guy decided to take things into his own hands.
Claim that the dog bit him.
Yeah.
It's a rat dog.
Yeah. The video is disturbing. I watched it.
I couldn't. Dawn did, and I'm telling you, Dawn had tears in her eyes. She goes, "Did you see what I sent you?"
Yeah. And now
I can't watch it.
A 43-year-old male is also being investigated, according to the Victoria Police Department, and charges will be filed against him as well. The 74-year-old choked out this little Shih Tzu and then shot it to finish it off, I guess. So he's been charged with animal cruelty and discharging a firearm in city limits. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say this isn't the first time this guy did it. He looked so freaking calm and casual, just sitting there choking out a little dog. And I got to wonder who else and what else has suffered at the hands of this jackass. And here's the problem. People are getting mad at the police. They're not going to do enough. No, the problem is you got to take this to the DA because that's where the charges will be filed and that's where the prosecution is going to happen.
And here's what
this guy needs to fry.
I agree. People get on this deal where they're like, well, what's it worth? Is Constance Philly Johnson going to do anything about this? You know, is it? Yeah, it's appalling. It's terrible that this guy did this, and he's on video. He's got no defense. Do you really want to spend taxpayer dollars taking this guy to court? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. This guy is sick, and this guy needs to pay for what he did. I think that's Christy Thurman asked, didn't Texas pass imprisonment for animal cruelty? I think it did.
And didn't Donald Trump, as president, sign an executive order to increase punishment for people who are cruel to animals? I thought he did.
Well, you just have to wonder what goes on in someone's mind who could torture, essentially, a little dog. I have no problem with putting that guy in jail.
No.
I have no problem using my tax dollars to incarcerate that guy.
No. And I don't get it. I can't understand how you could get to a point where you go and grab this dog
and hold it down, choke it
in the grass and choke it out and then shoot it.
It's a disturbing video.
It is a very disturbing video. And this guy at 74 years old, should know better, but I
ring him up.
Ain't the first time.
He's certainly not going to be very popular there at the trailer park.
No.
Sad deal.
Yeah. And and politically, this could be the type of case that undoes a career if you don't follow through with it. Yeah. Linda Chris is like a child. Dogs like that have no defense.
No, Linda, don't watch that video if you get a chance.
No.
Just don't watch it.
No. Greg Garcia says a person's that cruel and indifferent to an animal makes you wonder what if he would act the same way to a human.
That's exactly right. People like that they're just mean.
No. And I'm after watching the video, this isn't I don't think this is the first. I think he's done
issues.
Some stuff before. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, it was just so calm and collected in doing it.
And then gets somebody, bring me a pistol, and shoots it and kills it.
Yeah. So I don't know. But anyway,
it's the technicality of we can't just arrest this guy for being an asshole. We have to arrest him while you discharged a firearm inside the city limits.
Yeah. No, good. I'm glad I'm glad VPD took it seriously.
Amen.
And acted swiftly because this thing, 10:45 in the morning, they charged this guy with animal cruelty, and this thing was on my feed and blowing up my feed at like 9 o'clock. So they acted quickly, and good on them. I'm glad they took it seriously.
Tammy Williams, do you have any idea what business he owns? She said, why are people not saying his name? I don't know his name.
I don't know his name either.
I'd like to make him famous and then make him broke.
And yes. I don't know that he owns a business, but if he does,
watch it. He owns something called Fluffy Pet, where he bathes dogs.
No.
Maggie's getting groomed today. Very excited for Maggie.
Nice.
Yeah. Maggie's 13. She's going in for
good for her.
We strip her. We give her the full Brazilian. She loves it.
Brazilian doggy wax.
Yeah, that's what I have to. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell him. I'm like, would you like to trim all of her? I'm like, just give her the full Brazilian. But there you go. He owns a lawn service. His name is Ken Seifert. Seifert.
Scott Snow says he owns a trailer park where it happened at as well.
He's just a big roller.
Yeah. So good. I hope he gets what's coming to him.
The other guy was the long guy. Scott Snow says.
There we go.
His name's David Dugan. Dugan.
These are people that should be in jail.
He has also had charges filed against him as of 19 hours ago.
Good. Hats off. Is that VPD did that?
Yes, sir.
Well done.
That's
We're
all-
going to get Chief Fellers in here before too long. He's going to come in and talk about VPD. I spoke with our city manager yesterday.
Did you?
I just checked in and flattered. I called. He answered. Usually I get sent to voicemail like immediately. Boom. Like as I'm dialing his number, you've reached Jesus Garza. He's not available.
You changed your
But
number
he
for,
said to tell you
call
hi.
yesterday?
He said to tell you hi. We know that he has minions assigned to our show. So if it's your week to monitor Wade and Carter, we welcome you in on behalf of the city of Victoria. We affect change around here, and we're very proud to have Jesus on our radar. What are you looking up there? Did
Well,
you get a
just-
flyer from Ted Cruz?
I did, yeah, asking for money. No,
Ted can't need any money.
I don't think so. What do you make of the president's meeting with Xi Jinping yesterday? Apparently, Xi told President Trump that the Taiwan question is the most important issue in China-U.S. relations, and that it will mean war if the territory is not handled properly. I don't know what exactly that means.
Very interesting. I listened to a guy on Breitbart yesterday named Gordon Chang, who's a very well-known political pundit. And he said, and he wasn't being derogatory. He was just being like, this is the way it is, that the Chinese are extremely, extremely arrogant, and that the Chinese honestly, literally think that they are so vastly superior to every other country that they don't really have to listen to President Trump, that President Trump has no authority. In fact, Xi Jinping was making a comment the other day, and he referred to an old Greek mythology situation where he basically intimated that the rising power does not have to indulge the wants of the declining power.
Yeah.
And he more than intimated that China is a rising power and the United States is a waning power. And therefore, that's why he feels comfortable saying you should not interfere in Taiwan. The idea being that Taiwan is democratic. Taiwan is a free, open society. Taiwan is the only part of anything associated with China that is honestly thriving. And China wants it back. China wants to, they've never acknowledged that Taiwan was an independent nation, and they've never acknowledged that. And I'll be honest, I don't know why they haven't just gone and taken Taiwan over. They could march 500,000 troops upon the shore and Taiwan would be taken over, except for the protection of Big Brother, the United States. I think that China is in deep, deep economic duress. They have lots of problems. Trump has essentially cut off a majority of their fuel supply. And I think that the president went over there to say, look, I'll ease some of these tariffs. I want you to bring more American goods into your country. I'll ease the tariffs on your goods coming to my country. And I want you to quit funding Iran. And I don't believe that that was accomplished. I think that Ping said, look, we're the big dog on the block and you're not. I did also hear Gordon Chang and another pundit yesterday said, yes, they have aircraft, military aircraft that look like ours and to a degree might perform like ours, but they don't have the pilots and the training and the discipline and the network. At the end of the day, unless it went nuclear where nobody wins, I think the United States could take China. I do in a fair fight.
I think if it became a war of attrition, then the Chinese win simply because there's more of them and they could bring more.
But is
more,
that,
but I don't
are
think,
there really more of them? I mean, there are, but it used to be, I can remember my dad saying
yeah,
that China used to brag about the fact that they could line up troops, X number of men across, and march them into the sea forever because they were creating kids at the same rate that they would be losing soldiers. But those days are kind of behind them.
Well, and didn't somebody, I think we talked about it on this show maybe about a year or so ago, that there was a study, the guy said, and basically pointed to their one-child policy and said there's no way China's population could grow the way they've claimed it's growing
Right.
because they're not having kids. So, and they're killing off the Uyghurs and anybody who doesn't believe it the way they do. I mean, how many generals has Xi Jinping killed
A
or
lot.
made disappear in the last year? 5, I think.
Right there, Ping said, look, the U.S. side must exercise extra caution in handling the Taiwan question.
Yeah. And,
as I told you, they don't acknowledge that Taiwan is anything other than like the little lost son of China. It's their property. They own it.
If it is handled properly, the bilateral relationship will enjoy overall stability. Otherwise, the two countries will have clashes and even conflicts, putting the entire relationship in great jeopardy.
Now, Gordon Chang reported yesterday, he said, here's what we know. When it comes to telling the truth, China does not have a good track record. They will tell you, yeah, we're going to abide by this treaty, and then they just won't.
Yeah.
They believe so greatly that they are better than you that they don't have to honor their word to you because you just don't matter. And I think they live in a really weird vacuum-like bubble, and I think that their people probably want to be free. It is interesting to me that in every communist country, anywhere, the people are somewhat restricted and held down and dominated by their governments. Like if you're in Cuba, you have to get permission to leave, to go anywhere, because they're afraid you won't come back. Nobody ever flees a country like the United States to go to a communist country for freedom. It's very interesting.
No, and they all clamor to come here. They're not. Yeah, nobody's trying to get into any other country illegally.
Stephanie Connie checking in. She said, "I'm sorry, the president was talking. I lost track of time. Give us the Cliff's notes. What's the president saying?"
Marco Rubio yesterday, in the wake of those comments from Xi Jinping, says nothing's changing with the U.S. and Taiwan.
No, the United States is going to stand by Taiwan and should.
Absolutely. What else was a takeaway? I think they managed to find some common ground on Iran, according to the White House. Trump also invited Xi Jinping to come to the U.S. in September. I guess Xi agreed that Iran must not develop nuclear weapons.
Right. But there's no doubt that China has empowered and emboldened Iran in recent years to kind of do their bidding in the Middle East. They're a puppet of China. Interesting.
Let's see. FDA recalling naproxen oral solution, over 6,000 bottles of this stuff, because it may have lead and lithium
above the specified amount.
I don't think it's supposed to have any of that, but the drug was distributed by Acela Pharmaceuticals, made in Canada.
Those pesky Canadians.
Yep. And
naproxen's a really good anti-inflammatory. I've used it. It comes in a big, like a horse-sized white tablet. Naproxen is a fantastic, but now this is an oral, like a liquid, and they're saying it's got lead and lithium.
Chances, I'm guessing, probably more for kids.
Great,
I would guess. But Peter Rinaldi asked, "What are the benefits from the trip?"
Well, I think it's good to keep a dialogue open with China. I think it was good for the president to go there and acknowledge that we know that you're supporting Iran. I think it was good for him to talk about fentanyl and drug interaction into the U.S. I think that he has some bargaining tools, and I think that we get dangerously close to being short-sighted when we say, well, And there's some leftist pundit who can say, well, this trip cost $120 million and the president shouldn't have gone. And yeah, him going over there shows that China really runs the show and all this. I don't believe any of that. I think, Richard Nixon kind of like cracked the door. Jimmy Carter opened the door a little wider. Bill Clinton really gave them everything
by basically forcing them to be welcomed into the World Trade Organization, right? Because before that, they weren't welcome because
he labeled them an emerging country, and
then the World Trade Organization said, "Come on in," even though even then they were known for stealing everybody's intellectual property, making knockoffs. And yet we just let them come in and continue to do that. And here we are. China owns a significant portion of our debt. Yeah. And we own a significant portion of theirs too.
I did hear a guy the other day talking about that what they had done is gone into, I'm making this up, but like Manila, and built an airport. And they gave the people, so it created a lot of jobs. And people worked, and they gave them low-cost loans. But now China's in trouble because a lot of those countries aren't able to repay the loans. So what they looked at as an amortized cash flow in China is not actually working out. So interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. I'm not sure what to. It'd be interesting to see where things.
I just want somebody to show me, Ash. I mean, and right now, to me, Canada is the latest example of extreme socialism. Show me one of these countries where it works. Now, it might work someplace like, and I'm making this up, like Sweden, where everybody's, what do you call it, homogenous? They're all the same. They're all just a bunch of white people. You might be able to do some type of a collective there that works. But in a country like the U.S. where half the people are on some type of government assistance, you can't just have this wholesale.
It's not working in Sweden either. They used to be able to retire at an early age and live on the government. Now they're worried that they don't have the funds to keep that going. So yeah, it doesn't. There was an interesting story out of Canada. Speaking of which, I think it was Monday, we were talking about Alberta getting enough signatures to force separation on the ballot. Well, apparently a judge up there says pump the brakes on that because you haven't talked to the First Nations leaders of the province regarding separation. Until you do,
right,
you can't move forward with separation.
Andrew Everest says it sounds like they made the naproxen in the same facility they make batteries with lithium. But here's the deal: the car just runs real slow, real chill.
There's Tommy Kingston checking in. Good to see you, sir.
Tell you what, take this break. I'm going to go find our guest.
All right, sounds good. Went Services for all your backup generator needs. Give Went a call. Whether you need a whole home generator, you just want to run the essential things. You're not too worried about the entire house. You just want to make sure that freezer full of deer meat doesn't go bad if you lose power. Went will have you covered with a whole home generator. Plus, they handle all your electrical needs. So give Went a call. They've done work for me. I think they're fantastic folks. And when you do, tell them Wade and Carter sent you. Bar Vita Wellness and the Vita Cafe. Get in for brunch this weekend. And as always, you can stop by Par Vita Wellness for any of your dietary needs. Your HSA, FSA cards now work at Par Vita Wellness too. So if you're on a medically restricted diet and Erica has worked with you on your meal plans, you can use your health savings account to pay for those meals. So I know that was quite the process for her to get that approved, but it's now approved. So you can use those monies to pay for the meals. USA Concrete Coatings, 578 Home. Also the same number for USA Foundation Repair. So I would think with Rockport going into stage 3 drought restrictions, Charlie and the gang might be pretty busy in that region if they ever get some rain.
And they're based right there in Corpus Christi, so they're right there on airs. They can come out and help you.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna have some fun now. We're gonna give them mic 3 over there.
I'm going to Ryan
Are you
Hopping
good?
checking in, Daniel Bird. Well, we weren't quite done with the. Are we done?
I think we're done. Yeah, and on and on and on. And thank you to our sponsors. First State Bank of Louise, Astros update. Astros suck.
Lose again.
Got beat again.
Mariners took it to them.
All these kids playing. I'm encouraged by this Lambert guy. I don't like Brian King anymore at all. Yordan Alvarez still batting over 300, although it seems he's in some type of a slump. Altuve making some really great plays at second, which all of a sudden starts to surprise me because in my mind it's like he's 147 years old.
8-3 the final yesterday.
They're losing by big scores.
Yeah, Rangers and Astros at Dyken Park this weekend.
Okay, let's have some fun. Let's mess with our guest. Okay, so look, boom.
They look scared of the microphone.
You can see there you are. And that's you. You're live on Facebook.
That's
You're
your
live
camera
on Facebook,
right there.
YouTube. There's your camera. Your vast public is here. Tell folks you have to look. See how uncomfortable I am? It's like it's almost imposing. The camera, the
You
microphone.
got to get right to that microphone, otherwise nobody's going to hear.
Nobody can hear you. So get right. Yeah.
There
Tell
you
us
go.
who you are, why
Sounds
you're here,
good.
and what's going on.
Yeah, so I'm Patricia Perez with the Victoria Professional Express Network. I am the Professional Development Chair, so I oversee the scholarships. And this is Eunice Martinez.
I love it. You guys are also live on Magic 95.9. I want to interrupt you right there. You know how I love, like, he'll go, hello, folks. I'm Jeremy Pena of the Houston Astros. And when I'm in town, I like to eat at Taqueria Randas. I love it. Hello, good morning. My name is Patricia Perez. Okay, I'm with you.
Patricia Perez.
Beautiful. It's beautiful. I love a rolled R early in the morning. Tell us what's going on. Tell us how we can raise awareness for you guys and what you're trying to do in the next couple of days.
Yeah, so as mentioned, I'm with the Victoria Professional Express Network. So we are a local chapter of the National American Business Women's Association. We are, as I mentioned, promoting the upcoming fundraiser. So we have 2 different fundraisers throughout the year. The upcoming fashion show is our largest fundraiser of the year. And that's what we're here to promote. Is the event. It's coming up. We're still
When
looking
is
forward.
it? It's at the community center. At the
It
Gary
is at the
Moses.
community center. It's going to be June 11th on a Thursday. Doors open at 5:00 at the community center dome.
And it's a fun time. And while it is a ladies organization, there'll be lots of men at the event. I've done it. I modeled last year, Ash. I modeled a walker. I was so old. They said, we want you. And they put the brand new tennis balls on it. And I got
Nice.
to walk across the stage with my walker. Yeah, it was good. I tried. I did good.
We do have several men that are models. Gary Moses was one of our models.
It's a
in the
wonderful
past.
time.
It is.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so we'll have fashion vendors. We'll have the models modeling all of their clothes, all of their accessories. And then we'll also have shopping booths. So there will be a time where everybody can go out and start shopping. Intermission, we'll start shopping. We'll have live entertainment as well.
Is there a meal?
There is definitely a meal.
Is
yes,
there a bar?
there is definitely a bar.
There you go, folks.
There is definitely a bar, and we'll also have 2 specialty drinks. So it is a Tiffany and Co. theme, calling it V-Pen and Co. So come dress elegant, dressed in your, nice attire and ready to party.
It's very nice. It's a fun event. It is a fundraiser for you guys. Now tell folks what you do with the funds.
So with the funds, and we will have silent auction items there as well. With the funds, what we do is we
Win
provide
a dream date with Commander Cody.
a dream
there,
day.
There it is right there. Boom. Right there. Boom.
I'm married.
Who wouldn't want? Well, okay, it can still.
It's for charity, man.
It's for charity. Give
It's
it up.
for a
Cody.
good cause.
Right.
You gotta talk to my wife about that.
Yeah. Win a dream date with the Baumas.
She'll be glad to get you out of the house for a night.
Right?
Yes.
Take my man, please.
So with the funds, we provide scholarships for local students, female students in our community. If it's, women already in their career and they're wanting to go back to school to advance their
That's
progression
awesome.
in their career. So we provide scholarships for that, but we're also providing funding for our own members of the organization. We do provide professional development. We have regional and national conferences, and our members go to that. So we want to be able to reimburse them as much as we can as well.
Well, the key word there is professional, and I think you guys do a great job of promoting women professionals. And I think it's a very worthy cause. Well, like I said, I've been to the event 3 or 4 times. I know Denise Hartman used to be integral in making that happen. And we've had a blast doing it.
Did Dawn let you go on a date?
I didn't. Nobody bought me.
Well,
It's
not
They put
surprising.
it there. What am I bidding? Let's start the bidding at 500. $4 to $50. Brent will pay you to go to dinner with him. I took a couple of ladies to Moo Moo's, and that was it. Nothing really.
Still a
came
fun
of it.
event.
Yeah, nothing came of it. No, the event is a blast, and last year people did do a nice job of dressing in theme. It was fun.
Oh yes.
It was. So you were there.
It's always a nice theme. It's always something different. We want to make it fun.
There you go. So tell them again when it is, where it is, what it is, and how much it costs.
Yep.
Of course, Victoria Professional Express Network fundraiser. Again, it's going to be Thursday, June 11th at the Community Center Dome. Doors open at 5 p.m.
And how can people get tickets?
So people can get tickets by going to Facebook. The link is on there. It's also being promoted on Instagram. We did just recently print out tickets, so we'll be posting the different locations where you can pick those
And they
up.
can find you on Facebook. Is there a VPN page on Facebook?
There is.
There you go. Bruce Wood says, Brent, you're a 10. It's just in pesos. There you have it. That's fair.
And he's a friend.
And he's a close friend. Absolutely saw him last night.
Awesome.
So, well, we
Thanks,
appreciate
ladies.
you
Appreciate
ladies
you.
coming in, and we will be supportive of the event. I think that's awesome.
Yes. Thank you so
Awesome.
much for the time.
That's VPN. Thank you.
Thank you.
And we can let y'all sneak back the other way, and it's okay. You can just walk right in front of the camera. You're not going to bother anybody. It's a live show. Thanks, ladies. Oh, you want a picture?
I want to get a selfie
Smile,
with y'all.
Ash.
All right.
It's funny. She took a picture of you and Patricia, and I'm out. I'm out of the
You're
picture.
out of the picture.
I'll be photoshopped. Put that on Facebook.
Yep.
That'll get you some like thumbs down. You know, there's
exactly.
Carter.
Tag us.
Yeah. Tag us. Tag Wade and Carter.
Tag us. Like us.
Nice folks, nice cause. Encourage you to go and enjoy that evening. There you go.
Oh, let's
I
see.
just tell Eunice hello.
Let's see what else is happening in.
Taqueria Randas. Did you see where Jeremy Pena proposed to his fiance?
I did not see that.
Yeah, she had a ring on her finger. Dawn pointed it out. It was like 3/4 of an inch. It was like an emerald cut diamond. And I'm not exaggerating. It was on a super thin band, really to accent how big the rock is. It was about the size of like a Monopoly die.
Really?
I mean, it was huge, ridiculous.
U.S. Census Bureau released some numbers yesterday, and apparently Texas is home to 5 of the fastest growing cities in the country. These are cities with at least 20,000 people. Victoria not on that list,
I was gonna
surprisingly.
No, we're not on it.
Fulsher claiming the number 2
right outside of
spot.
Houston.
Growing by 21%.
Salina with the $3 billion school bond a couple years ago. Number 1 was Princeton ranked 3rd. Never heard of Princeton. Don't know where that is. Melissa and Anna rounded out the top 5. Now Melissa is up by Dallas somewhere too, I think.
And some smaller cities grew faster. Niederwald, 65%
Well, there were 8
population
people that
growth.
added
Yeah,
6,
well, yeah.
you
But
know.
still, Waller.
Crandall.
6 cities with the largest population increases, large cities, Fort Worth, San Antonio, Salina, Houston, Fulsher, and McKinney, all in the top 10. And apparently, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, Austin topped 1 million residents for the first time ever.
Austin always had traffic problems. They have a lot of one-way streets, and they have a river to navigate, a river to cross.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult city to get around.
So Princeton is just east of McKinney, right outside of that outer belt of the DFW.
There you go. Probably has a mosque or 10.
Governor Abbott directing DPS to expand its Texas Repeat Offender Task Force beyond Houston. They will now be active in Austin, Dallas, Fort Worth, and San Antonio. Just in the Houston area, 728 arrests of habitual criminals in the
Good.
last year. So they're going to expand that.
We need to quit being so tolerant. The stories are rampant of these people that you know, he got arrested for the 15th time
Yep.
and we let him go, and then he raped and killed somebody. Some people are just turds, and it's time to get them off our streets.
I completely agree. Oh, this is interesting. Actor Cristo Fernandez, who plays striker Danny Rojas on
Danny
Ted Lasso.
Rojas, soccer is life.
Soccer is life. Apparently signed a professional soccer deal with El Paso Locomotive FC of the United Soccer League. So that's interesting.
Do you think that's a marketing stunt?
I think it probably is.
I mean, do you think that we really believe he's a world-class
Yeah,
soccer
you know,
player?
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out, or they'll find out. I'm curious to see.
Whoa, check that out. This would be a good place for us to go. Right here.
Where?
Go down one click. Florida-based Oak and Stone is expanding to Texas with a restaurant in McKinney. The chain is known for its self-pour tap wall of 50 rotating beers, wines, and cocktails.
Had no idea.
You can just go up
Just
there.
when McDonald's is getting rid of the self-pour
Right. It's
stations.
an all-you-can-drink buffet.
I'm not so sure that's a good idea.
No.
Um,
I'd like to write their liability insurance. I'm sure it's extensive.
Trying to see what else is happening in the world. 23-year-old Selena Cartier, the youngest person to earn a PhD from the University of Houston.
Wow. Meanwhile, 18-year-old Hannah Taylor Schlitz,
Malt liquor.
the youngest ever master's program graduate from UNT, University of Texas in Dallas.
How much dual credit do you think she
A lot.
had when she
had
got
a lot.
in there?
Yeah.
Because I mean, at 18, you're either starting college at 14 or 15 or 16, unless you get a bunch of dual credit. But man,
There you go.
that's amazing.
Rose Torres and her youngest son graduating this weekend at the same time from Texas Tech University.
Yep, she's gonna have her master's. He will have his bachelor's.
Right. She has her master's in personal financial planning, apparently not in personal family planning.
No.
She's graduating college with her kid.
Do we want to go there? No. Let's see what else is happening in the
Let's don't
world
do anything
today.
controversial.
No, we'll try not to.
Did you talk about Walmart already?
What happened at Walmart?
Oh no, I gotta find that link. Where was that? It was in Laredo, wasn't it?
Yeah, I was in Laredo. Facebook Messenger is where I sent it to you.
All right.
How about that? Honda reporting its first annual loss since becoming a publicly listed company in 1957. $2.7 billion drop comes months after the Japanese car maker scaled back its EV plans in the U.S. The electric vehicle just did not take off. I think people have had enough experience. It was not long ago that General Motors announced that Cadillac would be 100% electric vehicles by like 2030. The reality is they sell too many Escalades to do so. They can't afford to do that. Did you see where, and do you have a problem with? I have no problem with businesses doing whatever they need to do to maximize their profitability. But did you see where you should recall that under President Obama, General Motors received a $50 billion loan under President Obama?
They paid it back though, didn't they?
No, they did not pay it back. The president wrote it down over time because the president did not want the government. They called GM Government Motors, and they decided to not be. I remember because at the time Ford was one of the few that said, we don't want your money. We don't want your hands on our business. And yet General Motors just recently announced that they're going to replace lots of people jobs with AI. And the guy that pointed that out said, isn't that a slap in the face? They were given $50 billion of taxpayer money to stay afloat. They never paid it back. And now they're going to fire, lay off, furlough people to replace them with AI. What a slap in the face to the American taxpayer. You were looking at something about Walmart.
Yeah, I could not find the link.
Maybe
It's
Cody
no
can
longer the link is no longer working.
What happened at Walmart, Cody? Give us the
I wonder if maybe it was fake news and
Give
I
us
can't
the
find the
Cliff's
story
notes.
anymore. I don't know. His commander's working on it.
Gonna find it for him.
Oh, he'll find it.
Yeah.
He's not messing around.
In the meantime, have you seen the latest warning from Al Gore, your best buddy?
Oh,
now he's saying
this
that
guy's such an idiot.
Now he's saying that the world could have is facing an impending ice age.
He called it a super event.
Like, come on, dude. 30 years ago, you were telling us the world was going to burn up, and now you're telling us we're all going to freeze to death. I mean, I don't know what his end game here is. Is there? I mean, more money, but this guy's a quack.
He is a quack.
I mean, I don't know. And then I don't know that. I disagree, Peter.
I still can't believe if you just think back a year and love him or hate him, I don't care. Donald Trump has done more than any president ever. He just has. Whether you agree with it or not is somewhat irrelevant to the comment. He's done more than any president ever. And I just can't imagine where we would be right now, except at peace with Iran, if Kamala Harris and that huge, egregious felon, Timmy Waltz, were in office. That's a guy that he disappeared quicker than that lady in Arizona.
Yeah.
Nancy Guthrie. Yeah. Maybe Tim Waltz is with Nancy Guthrie somewhere. I don't know. They're with that guy on the dinghy, on the sailboat. Tim Waltz, just a tragic human being. Tragic. Yeah. This guy was arguably almost vice president. It's just unbelievable that the Dems send their dimmest to be our potential leaders. Yeah. Thank God, literally, that the American public didn't vote for those two fools.
This whole hantavirus
what do you
thing,
make of?
I got into a conversation about this, but why did they let anybody off of that cruise ship who was infected or potentially infected to let them go out into the world? And how come it's okay to call this the Andes strain of a virus, but we couldn't call the COVID-19 the China virus because, that was racist, but we can call this strain of the hantavirus.
Why are you blaming
Andes
the mountains?
strain.
Why are we blaming the Andes? Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous that we let a bunch of people off a cruise ship with supposedly the only human-to-human version of this virus that can be transmitted human to human.
Yeah.
We let them off the cruise ship. Why we didn't either keep the cruise ship at sea. I mean, the Canary Islands was smart. No, you're not coming here.
And rightfully so, right? Let's see what we've got before we let people off. John Anderson asks, has Trump released the Kennedy files yet? He's released a lot of the data pertaining to when Kennedy was killed. I think I'm going to speak for Ash and see if he rebuffs my comment. I don't have any doubt at all of several facts. The CIA, LBJ, and folks who hated John F. Kennedy were all more than one person involved in the shooting and death of John F. Kennedy. I'll go so far as to say the possibility exists that Lee Harvey Oswald didn't even fire a shot. The possibility exists when you have credible sources who say, we saw him in the lunchroom buying a Coca-Cola out of the machine. He was under no duress. And I don't care who you are. Buck fever is a real thing. If you just shot the president of the United States, you're probably not stopping in the lunchroom and trying to grab a Coca-Cola. You're not establishing.
You're not going to go
alibi.
sit in a movie theater and watch a movie after you just shot the president of the United States.
The man was a patsy. And I'll tell you that I believe that Lyndon Johnson was involved in the coup.
I'm convinced.
And I'll also tell you that whether he was or not, you can bet that he laughed all the way to the White House. Whether he was not the grieving, it's my duty, it's my role for the country. I'll take this task on. I will continue. He reversed a lot of the things JFK put in to play. And apparently, as history has unfolded, JFK and Bobby were both determined to dismantle the CIA as we knew it at that time. They were both committed to ending organized crime as it, rolled on in our country.
Well, and I don't think LBJ would have been the vice presidential nominee the second time.
He was
either.
not. No. In fact, Mrs. Kennedy or Mrs. Lincoln, who was JFK's secretary, had said that the president had intimated, we're going to find a new guy to replace Lyndon. Yeah. More than once. It was just common conversation at the White House.
And they just happened to find the bullet on the gurney.
Yeah, the whole thing was it was absolutely a military coup. Yeah, they killed the man.
I'm with you. I'm convinced Oswald was a patsy, and that the government was involved in that assassination attempt. And I think at some point we're going to find out that Dems were involved.
But will anybody believe it at that point? If you came out tomorrow and said, okay, here's what really happened, you know who knew about it and who was probably somewhat involved? George H.W. Bush, the Bush crime family, prolific criminal organization. No doubt about it. I voted for them. Bad people. Folks, it's the top of the hour. We love you. I hope you have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Be safe on the roads. Get in today. Have a chicken fried steak. Get by Atzenhofer this weekend and look at all the new cars, trucks, Tahoes, Suburbans.
That pre-owned Tundra is a nice one. Go get it.
Beautiful vehicles, beautiful dealership. Folks, we love you. Have a great weekend.
Bye, folks.
Bye-bye.